think that we should have task-based work. Tell the employee, today, this is what I want you to achieve. And after that, you can go home and find out how many hours it takes for the person to achieve that versus asking the person to stay for hours. They will achieve more if you give them a task and tell them whenever you finish that task, you can go home. Somebody spends most of their time at work, they may have a good work life. I mean, they could excel at their career, they could have a position, they could have more money, but they miss out on being a family member, attending to their children. There should be a good balance between both, because then the person relaxes better. If the person is excelling even in their jobs, they could do much, much better if their life is balanced. But there's so many disruptions. They are ready to, you tell me to stay at 5 to 5, I'll stay at 5. He spends 1 hour talking to a colleague about unnecessary things. Another 2 to 20 minutes doing Facebook they are not aware of. But if you're giving him a task, do this, and after that you can go home, they're likely to finish it. If they have some time to spend with their children or have time to spend with their spouses or their families. I know that the West has gone even further than that. They talk about people working from home. In Ghana, you never hear of it, but there's so much to be derived from that when people work from home. Think about it. Look at the traffic in Accra. Somebody lives in Tama and works on the high street. The person will spend a minimum of 3 to 4 hours daily in traffic. If there's an opportunity for this person to work from home, he wakes up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, he started work. Or even if you wake up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, they can start work. In such instances, they clock in. You don't pay their electricity bill. When they come to the office, you pay their electricity bill. Sometimes you don't even pay for their data. They'll pay for it from home. There's so many benefits to be derived from that. But Ghanaians like seeing their workers sitting behind a desk. And they stay there sometimes till 8, 9, 10. There's no way you're getting maximum out of them after 5. The fact is, if you spend all your hours in the office, invariably, your house help is bringing up your child. Is that what you want? Do you want to spend time with the child? Do you want the child to have good memories about the relationship you have with their mother? You know, what training do you want to train your child? It's not the child's fault that they're in the world. You brought them. You have some responsibilities towards that child. You have to spend time with them. Find out how school was, what their issues are in school, what homework they brought home. I have teachers who teach them so that by the time I get home, they finish their homework. But I just would want to see what the homework is about, how they went about doing it. Do they enjoy work? What happened in school today? You get to learn more. Otherwise, the child becomes a teenager and you know nothing about the child. You don't have anything in common with the child. There are lots of families that are providing for the children, but not providing themselves. They are providing money, they are providing food, they are providing television, they are providing mobile phones. They're making the internet. It's even worse than house helps. The money will make itself, whether you are there or not. The money will make it. Just think of yourself in a position. If you're not there, do you think the company is going to collapse because you're not there? But your child, think about what will happen to your child if you are not there. Even if they provide a stepmother for the child, would that be the same? Who loves the child? Let's assume they love the child. That's still not their mother. But when they know the company genuinely cares about them, they also genuinely care about the company. The fact is, if somebody knows that if I need to be out of the office, my company will let me be out of the office. When they're in the office, they'll put in their best. And like I said, if you have an employee who knows that I can spend Friday evenings with my family, they'll try and complete whatever tasks they have to do on Friday as soon as possible and go home, than somebody who thinks I'm just working. Whether I stay till 5 or 6 or 8, all they expect of me is to be in the office. I'll be there. But will I really be there? I won't. My mom wanted me to be a doctor. And when I was in secondary school, I did science because when you are in Wesley Girls, what we do is they do an exam in Form 3, and they take the top 21 students to do science. And at that age, 15, 16, when you are chosen to do a subject because you are the best in the class, the last thing you say is, I don't want to do it. But science was never something, it wasn't my forte. I didn't want to do science, but I did it. So after Form 5, I wasn't going to be a doctor. Then my mom said, what about an architect? And to satisfy my mom, I said, okay, I'll do architecture. But I applied to Tech and I applied to Legon. And then Legon reopened, I think, a month before Tech. And Legon, I wanted to do administration, but they wanted me to do the 3 subjects I mentioned. So I got in there, and half of my school was in Legon to begin with. I met some very interesting friends who are friends with to date. And I decided I wasn't going to take Tech. I really wanted to stay in Legon. So I stayed.